moment where I'm not sure if the streaming software has started to record. So let's assume that the recording has started and we say, hey students, Professor Fadshady from the University of Trials, and today we're going to be looking at a track. I am going to be doing this video for Sm Urf of YouTube, who has asked me to do Corky on the Squid. I believe this is a Ninja contract which I've already got on this account. I could be wrong. But there we go. So everybody that is watching on Twitch at Uni of Trials, you don't do at on Twitch, do you? That's a Twitter thing. Can't stop flapping. That's. Oh, and Classy's here. Nice. So anybody who wants to say hi YouTube, say hi YouTube. Otherwise, let's get into this. Now, I'm going to have to talk this through and figure out. So for me, it's about consistency, right? Okay, so for the first obstacle, I'm pretty much just going to lean forward at the start here. And I'm just going to accelerate pretty much at 100%. I probably just lifted back slightly to make sure the rear wheel lifted, but you can ride straight up that. This is the first place you're going to have a lot of issues. Hello, Greek Panther. And for this one, really what you want to do is lean backwards and do a pretty significant rear wheel. So it's kind of like an exaggerated rear wheel bounce. So, I mean, it's just because the bike is so slow, you just have to really... Oh, it's like, it's hard to describe, but it's really just exaggerated. And I'm just going to try and do it now. And let's see. And this could go really poorly. But I know I've done this before, so it's possible. Oh, this is horrible. Kinku's here. Hey, Ham. So rear wheel bounce. And then what I'm trying to do is keep the front wheel elevated enough when I get to the second platform to be able to dig the... Oh, I should have ended that. Reverse a bit too. That's a good point. Good tip. Yeah, with a bike like this. So sit back, reverse a little bit. Aha! See, this is why I'm the professor, because I have to rely on Twitch for help now. So an exaggerated rear wheel bounce. And then, really, I think it's just about managing the angle when you get up the top here. To be leaning forward enough and get the rear wheel down where you can actually propel yourself forward. I'm so glad this isn't like a zero fault challenge, because no thank you. And it's just about, yeah, using every bit of spring in your suspension, every bit of power you can squeeze out of this horrible bike. And yeah, I actually stay seated. There we go. A little bit of a front flip if you need to. You'll either fender or help you get a little bit of momentum to get up. But there you go. Yeah, Kirby. No, thank you. So that's that checkpoint. As I said, it's really hard. Just keep at it. Yeah, big rear wheel bounce. Stay seated when you start to hit that sort of slope section, and then probably do a bit of a front flip and give you a bit of momentum through. With this one, I think... I'm just trying to remember. Oh, no. Nah, so that just... Lean forward to start, back quite a bit, and really just try and, yeah, get your back wheel up there. Flap a bit there if you need to get your wheel over, and you get to the next checkpoint. This one should be pretty much the same you do it normally. Yeah, so just from here, a smooth transition up the ramp, sit back, and just give yourself a little pop off that barrel there just to get a little bit extra height. Broadnecks. Hey. Good to have you with us. This one, let me see. Because again, this is tough because of the height. Oh, this bike is so fat. Not fat shaming the Squid, but... Alright, let me try. Do I need to endo? Nope. Okay, it's just that. Alright, so from a neutral position, big bunny hop, lean backwards a little bit more than you probably think you need to. And it's a real quick... So you kind of do a bunny hop, but then you want to sit back on the bike again. So this is something I don't really talk about in the in-game tutorials. But what you want to do is do a bunny hop, and as soon as you bunny hop and you're sitting back again, so watch my controller, it's almost 2, and it's the second push that gives you that little bit of extra momentum. So the first one, you really want to be rotating backwards and hit your bike in the right spot. And then the second one is actually the one that gives you a little bit of extra push and bounce when you hit the platform there. So hopefully that helped. This one, seated position, accelerate it, I don't know, probably 70-ish%, and just careful on your rotation and not hit the bombs. With this one, I'd probably roll back to get the speed, because I think I'm going to need it here. And so actually, I'd probably lean forward, because I want to lift my front wheel to do that bounce. So let me just try this. Thinking it through as we go along. Okay, so somehow I've got to get my front wheel up in the air, because that's what I want to hit. Okay, so that's fine. So I think, yeah, go all the way back, lean forward, but a little bit earlier than you think you need to. Start rotating backwards. Just so, and then hopefully, if you time it right, you'll get your front wheel in the air, and then rear wheel bounce it. There you go. This is quite possibly the hardest checkpoint in the track. He says doing it way too easily. Okay, so what did I do there? I slid up the ramp, firstly. So a slide, which again, I think I cover to a degree in the transition, the sort of the A+ section of the transitions lesson. But what you want to be doing is actually, so from a neutral position, as soon as you start accelerating, lean backwards and lift your front wheel, and then lean forwards. You look at the timing there. What I'm trying to do is avoid the front wheel hitting the ramp, but lean forward enough so my momentum carries me up and over. It just gives you, sliding the ramp like that, just gives you a little bit more sort of horizontal momentum and stops you going sort of vertical. Then what you need to do is make sure that your front wheel hits the sort of bucket thing first. Now I've forgotten how to do it. Yeah, all right. And I think as long as you can get up here, I think, let me just see this, but I think even from resting here, the bunny hop? Nah, okay, so you need to carry your momentum through as well. So when you get up, you want your front wheel to hit first. There's a real small margin for error here, by the way, so you're just going to have to experiment until you get it right. But if you hit your front wheel first, that'll keep, I guess that acts as a bit of a pivot to get your back wheel on, and then keep leaning forward, and you should be able to make that over. There you go. Yeah, so like that, lean forward to get your front wheel up onto it, and then use that momentum and stick the back wheel into it. So yeah, it's just about timing it. But when you get that front wheel up, just make sure your back wheel's slightly higher. So when it drops down, it hits the bucket and you can keep that, because you need that little bit of momentum to get you up and over. For this one, I'd probably just lean forward. Yeah, up and over. This one, I'd probably just drop down here. And like I did in the regular tutorial. So drop down to the bottom, but let go of the throttle, and that'll lift your rear wheel up. And I just sat down on the bike to get the rear wheel underneath me. I have heard about the fender grab on that one. Yeah, sorry, Kirby, but I actually find the fender grab really inconsistent, but maybe I'm doing that wrong. With this, what do I want to say here? Is that just the transition? Yeah. I'd probably, you can sort of slide it to get up here if you need to, but I don't think it's essential. Yeah, it's probably overkill. I just do a smooth transition, and you can kind of get up here. Let me see. I think you can do it in 2 parts. So you can actually do it in land here, let go of the front wheel, like let go of the leaning for a moment, and put it. Nah, actually, you know what? It's got to be one motion. So that's what I'd be doing. So a bit of a transition. Keep the power down. Yeah, up and over. I think if you're going for this challenge and you've got to this point, you know how to do what I just did there. And now here, I think this is another one that I think is tough. No, it's not. Alright, that's pretty straightforward actually. I'd probably just say neutral position. Really, it's the same thing you've been doing. The reversing here will help because you'll need the speed. But it's just a matter of getting a really clean rear wheel bounce and up and over. So that is Corky Construction on the Squid. Hopefully Sm Urf, or Sm Urf, that helped. Had to finish on that from Classy. Very classy. I'm going to watch replay and check chat just before I finish up this video to see if there was any other little things. Tavarian, letting go of leaning, not throttle. Correct, sorry if I misspoke, but that is absolutely correct. And that's a technique. That letting go of leaning thing is something that I use quite a lot. Yes, good luck YouTube for anyone that is watching it. Good work, Snake. Anything else? No. I think the Squid is the best starter bike in the series, Oak and Heath. I don't know. I've never really rated the starter bikes before, but I mean, I still like the Turtle from HD, but that's only because it was a really funny name and very appropriate. Yeah, and this is painful to watch. So, all right, I'm going to finish up the video here. Thank you. If you're on Twitch, stick around. I'm going to keep streaming for probably another hour or two. But if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for checking out the videos. Stick around. There is going to be more videos released at some point. If you have any suggestions, requests, or anything you want to see, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye. And now I do this weird thing at the end of the video where I look down, and because I've got to look and see where the stop recording button is. And by the way, I'm leaving this in YouTube just because, why not? Because I'm all about professionalism.